Welcome to Candid Conversations with Candidates, sponsored by Crowing Power in partnership with the Brainerd Lakes Chamber and Lakes Media Collaborative. I'm Lisa Paxton, and it's my pleasure to welcome Curt Johnson, candidate for Pequot Lakes ISD 186 School Board. Welcome, Curt.
Thanks, Lisa. How are you?
Good to see you here. Welcome. We are excited to talk with you about your candidacy and start first with your opening comments.
Sure. Again, my name is Curt Johnson. I'm an alumni of Pequot Lakes High School in 1978. And I've been a candidate I've been on the school board for the last 7 years. I'm running for re-election, and like other board members, I have a real passion for what we're doing in the district and a lot of things going on. But as an alumni, I walk through the halls of that school with a lot of pride in my heart in the memories that I have there, and there's been almost 4,000 students that have, or better than that have graduated since in the last 30 plus years, and our job is to inspire them and make sure that they have a dream that they can achieve, and we need to make sure they're prepared for that dream, prepared to move on into life and put the rigors in place and empower our staff and administration for being prepared to do that, because that's our number one objective, is to making sure those students are inspired and making sure that they have a dream that they can pursue.
Okay, good. Thanks. Well, let's roll into some questions. What do you consider to be your top priority if elected?
If elected, my number one priority right now is we have a $35 million bond, $33 million bond improvement that we're working on. And it's a very complex project, because we're improving on existing facilities and trying to integrate all the technology and all the learning environment. And so that's very, very important to me, to make sure that we get that done properly and we get it done on budget. And right now we're probably 30% way through, 30 to 40% the way through. Really running hard to get ready for school this year, and I want to make sure that I can be a part of the completion of that project. That's number one of many priorities.
Okay, good. So give me three things that distinguish you from other candidates.
Well, number one, I'm an alumni, and so I guess that would be my primary. I'm an alumni, I understand the district. Number two, I've got a significant construction background. I've been involved with almost 1 million square feet of new construction and redevelopment, currently in the energy business, and so we're looking at doing things with our facility that we could be energy efficient and be more efficient in our uses. And because when the bottom line is that fiscal responsibility is very, very important, is a very key principle in the operations of a district. In that capacity, we have the responsibility back to the taxpayers. And so we're continually looking at improving how we can run our facility and maintain an environment that's conducive to the rigorous education that we want to give our students.
Okay, good. So let's talk about budgets. Education has been challenged by budgets. And what are your budget priorities, and how will you pay for them?
Well, the budget priorities, in no particular order. I mean, we have to make sure we have competent staff, we have the faith of the staff and the administration. So we've been very fortunate in working through the contract relationships with our staff, and we're able to renew every year without the threat, because anytime there's a threat of difficult negotiations, that's costly. And then secondly, we have to operate our districts not unlike any other business out there, and so we're continually looking at how we can become more efficient and provide the most services we can for the dollar. And then the curriculum component, we want to be forward-looking on our technology. And that's an area that is advancing rapidly. Every day it changes, and it's very difficult to stay in tune with that, but we are making rapid progress in that area, because Pequot Lakes was a little bit behind in the technology sector, only because of the fact that as we've grown incrementally, and we've not always stayed pace with technology. So that is a very key component. I mean, you're talking about a PDA education, and what I mean by that, I don't mean to simplify it to the fact that it's a device, but there's a technology movement out there that is so broad in spectrum, you need to keep pace with that.
Okay, so how will you pay for all of these priorities?
Well, we're a very sound district, so we'll keep minding our P's and Q's, and we've got some pretty strong reserves. We've done a great job. Our administration's done a fabulous job of making sure that we're on budget every year. And so we're trying to make sure that stays the course, and that we can do with what we need with what we have. And so therefore we've set our budget forward to where we have the components in place, and we're working very hard to make sure when we're acquiring technology, we can do it within our budget, and the kind of technology is within our means.
Okay, great. So let's talk about workforce. We're wondering, how will you ensure students are prepared to enter the workforce?
Again, it's core curriculum, and it starts way down in the reading grades, the Read 180, and what we're doing with kindergarten and preparedness in K through 4. I mean, we're getting the comprehension levels up there to where they need to be, so they're ready to move on into the second areas when they get into the higher reading levels, 5th, 6th, and 7th, and making sure that these students, one, can read and write when they leave, but also they can read and write and understand and comprehend the rigorous core components that they're placed with. I mean, whatever it might, they may want to be in math and science and English and whatever they want, wherever they want to go, that they have the basic skills so they can perform as they move through the upper grades. And that starts down there. And we've done some very progressive things with the Read 180 Collaborative and some of these other programs that our staff has gone out and really reviewed and brought back to us and said, this is the cutting edge, this is where we want to go, and we're getting the data now that shows that we're being productive in that capacity.
Okay, good, thank you. So what do you think is the school district's biggest challenge?
Well, the school district's biggest challenge right now is a logistical issue, because we're proposing growth with our new facilities. We want to get these completed, get them in service, and then make sure that we get this on budget and kind of get our equilibrium after getting through this major building project. And then we have, because of the nature of Pequot Lakes, it's so many communities, and and I don't want to forget one, but it goes from Jenkins to 50 Lakes to Cross Lake, Nisswa, Pequot Lakes, and so on. And if I missed any, I apologize, but we're a broad district, we're a large district. And so always making sure that we're serving the district as a whole as best as we can. And it comes down to the individual student who gets on that bus at 6:30 or 6:45 in the morning and then ends up at home at 5:30 or 5:45 at night, making sure that student gets the best education they can and making sure that all taxpayers are satisfied with what we're doing at the district.
Okay, good. Well, that concludes my formal questions, so it's an opportunity now to share anything else with the voters.
Well, again, I would respectfully request and ask for your vote to be reelected this coming fall, and vote. Make sure you vote number 1, and if you get a chance and have the opportunity, I'd like to ask for your vote, because I'd like to continue the things that we're doing there in Pequot Lakes and be a big part of that. And I'm as committed as anybody, and I go back a long ways in this district. So that's why I'm here. Okay,
good. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for joining Candid Conversations with Candidates. You can hear this and other interviews at votebrainerdbikes.com, and remember, vote November 6th.